to the deep dive. Every single decision you make, it's more than just picking option A or B, right? It's really how you navigate your life. So today we're diving into something we're calling the architecture of choice, mastering the mental and emotional blueprint. Our goal here is to sort of unpack how our choices get shaped by this potent mix of logic, sure, but also emotion, and these invisible social currents, all to help you maybe reclaim a bit more control.
Yeah, it's fascinating because, we think we're being rational. We weigh the pros and cons, maybe use a framework. But those strategies, they never happen in a vacuum, do they?
Right.
Beneath it all, our brains are often just running on autopilot. They rely on these mental shortcuts, heuristics and biases. Now, they're not inherently bad, but you really need to understand them.
Like confirmation bias, is that one of them?
Exactly. Take confirmation bias. It subtly pushes us, to look for info that just proves what we already think. And the key thing isn't just that it narrows your view, but how rarely we actually look for stuff that disproves our beliefs.
Ah, okay.
So we become blind to other valuable insights, especially like when we're stressed or short on time.
Yeah, that confirmation bias example, I think that hits home for a lot of people. It's like wearing filters we don't even know are there. But you mentioned a brain symphony earlier in this architecture of choice. Can you expand on that? How do these internal brain mechanics actually, influence decisions day to day?
Absolutely. Think of it like a constant conversation inside your head.
Yeah.
You've got the prefrontal cortex, that's your logical planet, executive function part.
Okay.
And then there's the limbic system, that's more your emotional reactor.
Got it.
Now, the logical part, the prefrontal cortex, it can override the emotional part, but that conscious effort, it actually uses up your cognitive resources.
Ah, like mental energy.
Exactly. It's often called ego depletion. It means the more you consciously fight an impulse early in the day, say resisting a donut, the more likely you are to give in to emotional impulses later on when that energy is lower. So understanding this kind of decision energy is, it's crucial for managing how and when you make your most important choices. It's not just what you decide, but when.
Okay, so it's not just our internal world biases, brain chemistry, energy levels. There are outside forces too.
Yeah.
You mentioned invisible social currents and other external pressures. How do things like, our social circles or cultural norms or even algorithms kind of subtly shape our choices without us realizing?
Oh, hugely. It's a really powerful influence. I mean, think about social proof. We're kind of wired to follow the crowd, right?
Yeah, like picking a busy restaurant over an empty one.
Exactly. Or a product with tons of high ratings. We often just outsource our decision to what we think others believe. And then there's the default effect. Companies know this well.
How so?
Well, think about subscription services or maybe 401k plans. They know most people just stick with whatever the default option is, even if another option might actually be better for them. It's just easier.
Less effort required.
Precisely. And algorithms. They're constantly curating what we see. They create these echo chambers that just feed us more of what we already like or believe. They subtly narrow the very options we even perceive as available. The real insight there is realizing that your menu of options might already be heavily edited.
Yeah.
Just not by you.
Wow, that's a big point, that our perceived options might already be curated for us. So, okay, if we're navigating this really complex architecture, internal biases, brain energy, external pressures, how do we actually get back in the driver's seat? What are some practical tools or strategies?
It really starts with awareness and intention. One really transformative tool is metacognition, which sounds fancy, but it's basically thinking about your own thinking.
Okay.
So instead of just reacting, you pause. You ask yourself, okay, why am I leaning this way? Is this a gut feeling or maybe a bias talking? What info might I be missing?
Like stepping back for a second.
Exactly. And another key is consciously directing your mental energy. Don't just passively soak up information that confirms what you think. Intentionally seek out different perspectives. Look for arguments that, challenge your assumptions.
That sounds difficult.
It can be. But it isn't about just being contrary for the sake of it. It's about building a more robust, a fuller picture before you commit to a decision. You're actively shaping the inputs to get a better output.
So boiling it all down then, what does this all mean for us? It sounds like understanding this whole architecture of choice, from the sneaky internal biases and the brain's energy budget to those outside pressures like social currents and algorithms. That understanding is really the key. It lets you move from just making choices to making truly powerful conscious decisions. And tools like metacognition, thinking about your thinking, and consciously directing where you get your information from, they seem genuinely transformative, like building real confidence in how you choose, moving from just reacting to actively creating your path forward.
Exactly. And, well, that brings us to maybe an important question to leave you with. If the quality of your decisions really flows directly from what you feed your mind, and if a true decision is that conscious commitment that shapes your future, then what inputs are you intentionally choosing to feed your mind today? And maybe more importantly, what future is that helping you build?